It's time to kick limiting beliefs to the curb. Keep watching to discover which limiting beliefs have been preventing you from reaching your goals. Hello, soul family, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm certified life coach 𝘭𝚘𝙀, your manifesting goddess. This is a channel where I empower you to take control of your destiny and help you to reach your manifesting goals. Today's video is all about the full moon in Leo happening on February 12th. This full moon in Leo energy is the perfect time to shed some light onto our limiting beliefs to help us release them once and for all. Let me introduce you to your piles. We're going to have group 1, 2, and 3. I'm not sure what these shells are, but I will give you a closer look. You have group 1, group 2, and group 3. As always, this is a general reading, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest for someone else. If you'd like a personal reading, feel free to reach out to me at the email listed down in the description box below. When you are ready, you can find your timestamps also listed down below, and I will see you at your selected pile. Hello, group 1. You chose this seashell. And this will be your message all about the full moon in Leo happening on February 12th and what limiting beliefs it would like to bring to your awareness so that you can heal them once and for all. So right away, the channeled messages that were coming through as I chose your shell, I'm not sure if any of them are real, but especially this one, I got the message of fakeness. So I don't know if you're being fake somehow in your life, being inauthentic to yourself maybe, or if there's some perception that you have currently about your life, about your past even, just about things that are happening within your life right now, that it's not real. And this full moon in Leo is coming to bring that to your awareness. Like there's some misconceptions, I want to say, that you've been holding on to that it's time to release. And then also the bottom of your shell here, it has these 3 chambers, and it made me think of the heart. I'm not a doctor, but I feel like the heart also has 3 chambers, or at least that's what it made me think of. And so I'm feeling like whatever this misconception is, it has been, I want to say hardening, but blocking your heart in some way, blocking you from really being able to tap into that heart chakra to really know what it is that you desire, or maybe holding you back from going after what it is you do desire. Maybe there's some limiting beliefs when it comes to actually believing that you can have this goal, this dream, this manifestation that you have on your heart. But let's get some more insight. Okay, your first card out is worry with the crown chakra. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Underneath the deck, you have self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So I feel that this issue that's coming up for you, group 1, is you've had something on your mind. And you could be dealing with some anxiety. You could feel like your mind is spiraling a bit, thinking about this thing, being so concerned about this thing, maybe trying to figure out how to make it happen for yourself. maybe maybe going back and forth with yourself, believing in yourself 1 minute and then the next minute convincing yourself that you can't do something or that you don't have what it takes. This self-esteem card underneath the deck is telling me that you're not believing in yourself fully. That is what is preventing you from fully going after your goals. You could take some steps forward and then take 5 steps back. Or you could have been working towards something and then you stop because you overthink it or you second guess yourself. And the full moon in Leo is trying to bring this energy to your awareness. If this is something that is happening in your life currently or has ever happened in your life, you're being called to bring your awareness to it and heal it. Ask yourself, who told you you weren't good enough? Ask yourself why you are afraid of failing. What's the worst that could happen? Really try to get to the root cause of why you have these misconceptions. These misconceptions are preventing you from fully tapping into your intuition, and it's making you doubt, it's making you second guess yourself. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want out of life, you have what it takes. You are worthy. You simply need to believe enough in yourself. I'm being shown the movie Luca. You might want to watch that movie if you haven't, or go back and watch it again if you have. But part of that movie, they talk about Bruno. And Bruno is basically the name that they've given the scared part of themselves. It's the name that they've basically given their ego, the part of themselves that comes up and makes them afraid to do something, that tells them that they shouldn't do something or go after something. And they say, "Silencio, Bruno." It's time for you to silence your Bruno. Our egos come up to protect us. They come up to prevent us from being in harm's way, so to speak. But our egos are also creatures of habit. We have to retrain ourselves to silence the ego, to silence that Bruno, and keep pushing through whatever fear, whatever doubts we have. If you push through those worries, if you push through those concerns, knowing that in the end you will be safe, knowing that even if people judge you or think that you're not qualified enough, whatever it is, it doesn't detract from your life, from your quality of life in any way. People are always going to judge. People are always going to have something to say. So say what you need to say. Do what you need to do for you. Listen to your heart. Where is your heart leading you to? That is what you're being called to follow, to listen to. Next, we have Voyage. You already have all the answers. You could be worrying, thinking that you're not prepared, that you don't have, once again, you don't have what it takes. You're not qualified enough. You're missing something. But as this card says, as I have already said, you have everything you need. You have all of the answers already. So take action. Take a step towards whatever your goal, your manifestation is. We have 34 here, reducing to a 7. And that 7 energy is all about spirituality. Stop doubting yourself. You are such an intuitive person. You have such great insight and inner guidance. Let that be your compass. You don't need anything or anyone outside of you to tell you when it's time to go. You don't need to keep looking for signs and answers because you already know what you need to do. It's simply time for you to trust it. Your next card out says, use your time well. Make every moment count. Card 24. Stop wasting your time is what this is coming down to. Love yourself enough to keep moving. Love yourself enough to pour your energy into the right things. Don't pour your energy into worrying or self-doubt. You won't know the outcome. You might fail. But failure is simply the lesson that you take with you into your next voyage. Do you want to waste your time worrying and then look back with regret because you never took the opportunity, never took the chance? Or are you ready to put yourself out there and see what happens? You don't know what the outcome will be. And if you fail, it's an opportunity to try again, to try it with more wisdom, more knowledge. Some of you may have this feeling like time is running out, like you need to do something now. And that worrying could also be causing paralyzation. Time is not running out for you. You will know the right moment to act. You will know when it's time to take this trek into whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Release the worry, release the fear. Tap into your intuition. Many of you are being called to meditate more during this time. Allow yourself to take your mind off of things. Go out with your family and friends and do something fun. Get lost in a good book. Go out in nature and just get lost in the sights and sounds and smells all around you. Whatever you need to do to take your mind off of whatever it is that you're worrying about. Because in those moments, that's when your intuition will be loudest. That's when you will receive the answers that you already have inside of you. Your mind is so loud and cluttered right now that the answers that you're looking for, they can't get through. So take some time out during this full moon in Leo, happening on February 12th, and quiet your mind. However you do that. That could be cleaning, that could be cooking, that could be doing a sport. Put down the phone, put down the TV, put down the electronics, I would suggest, and get lost in an activity. Your first tarot card out is the Six of Pentacles. It's time for you to exchange energy. What you put in is what you will get out of it. So, if you worry, you're only going to create more things to make you worry. If you decide to take some time off from worrying, once again, and do something that frees up your mental space, you will receive more clarity. You will receive more things that helps you to free up your mental space. I'd like to point out that you have 2 6s on the board. You have this 24 reducing to a 6 and this 6. So you might want to look up angel number 66 and master number 66 because there could be some additional messages for you there. But 6s for me are always about you having that unconditional love for yourself, loving yourself enough to release the stress, to release the worry, to believe in yourself, and allow that loving energy in from the universe, because the universe is trying to pour something into you. You're just not able to receive it because you're not pouring into yourself. Next, we have the Six of Wands, another 6. You might want to look up angel number 666. And then we also have the King of Wands. Underneath the deck, you have the Page of Pentacles. Group 1, I don't know what it is that you have your mind on. What's worrying you? What's concerning you? However, the cards are saying that you will find success. You will be victorious. Stop worrying your pretty little head. Get out of your head and take some action. Follow your passions. Follow your desires. Listen to your heart. Where is your heart trying to lead you? You might be afraid to do it because it's something new. You might be afraid to do it because you're afraid of failure. You're afraid of rejection. But don't allow those things, those limiting beliefs, to hold you back. Keep pushing through. Keep trekking onward. Be this King of Wands, someone who is confident in their actions and their abilities. It's time for you to step up and take control of your destiny, not giving it to chance. You have power at your fingertips. You possess gifts of the soul that benefits you and others. It's time for you to tap into those gifts and use them to your advantage. Don't let self-doubt and worry hold you back from achieving your dreams. Around this full moon in Leo, you could find yourself having these thoughts, having these worrying and self-doubt and questioning, feeling like time is running out. If you do, this video has come as a heads up to help you to recognize when those negative, low vibe thoughts and feelings come up, and to help you squash them, to help you subdue them so that they don't hold you back from your manifestation. These are times when we lose our momentum because the fear is coming in, or the self-doubt. It makes us halt our progress. Don't allow it to do that to you. There is an astrologer that I love on YouTube that I have recently discovered, and her name is Bailey Varnell, and I will link her down below. She has a video all about your Mercury placements and how they contribute to your limiting beliefs. I suggest you go watch it because that will be a very informational video for you, and it will help to bring some awareness to your limiting beliefs and what you can do to counteract them. But your final card out says, "My power lies in my peaceful presence." When you hear those voices coming up in your head, when you feel that self-doubt and that worry creeping in, do something that brings you peace. Do something that helps to take your mind off of it. Because in those quiet moments, in those moments where your mind is still, that is when the truth can be heard the clearest. And the truth is that you are an amazing being, and you have so many wonderful gifts that will help you in accomplishing your goals, your manifestations. Those are the voices that you need to listen to, not the naysayer energy. This has been your message all about the full moon in Leo happening on February 12th and the limiting beliefs that it would like to shine a light on for you. I hope this video helps you to recognize them and helps you to heal them. I am a certified life coach, so if you would like to work with me one-on-one to work through some of these limiting beliefs and get to the root cause of them so that you can release them and go on to create your best life, feel free to reach out to me at my email listed down below. And if you've made it this far, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I look forward to reading for you again soon. Goodbye. Hello, Group 2. This will be your message all about the full moon in Leo happening on February 12th and the limiting beliefs that it would like to shed a light on for you. So, this is the seashell that you selected. And as I was choosing the shells, the messages that were coming in for you is that, first off, this part right here, it sort of looks like a zipper to me. So it made me think of Hocus Pocus and how that one guy had his mouth sewn shut. It made me think of like your mouth being zippered shut, closed shut. So there might be something that you need to speak on, that you need to admit a truth to yourself about, or stop holding it in. It might be time to work with a counselor or therapist or a certified life coach such as myself to get something off of your chest. If that's not you, that's okay. Don't worry about it. But also these spots, they were saying to me, a leopard doesn't change its spots. I hope that's the way the saying goes. You could be concerned about someone in your life or thinking about something, wondering if you made the right call walking away from someone, wondering if you're making the right call staying in relation to someone. You may need to speak some boundaries when it comes to someone in your life or something in your life. It could be that you just need to have better energetic boundaries for yourself so that you're not allowing energy vampires to steal your energy or allowing certain things to trigger you and take you out of your peaceful energy, because you need your peaceful energy. You need your high vibe energy so that you can better manifest your dreams, your desires. And there could be some issues or drama going on in some situation within your life right now that's taking your focus away from your dreams and goals and making you put your energy and focus into that drama. Don't allow it to do so. I feel as though you're being called to call back your power in some area. But let's see what the cards have to say. All right, your card came out right away. It says forgiveness with the sacral chakra. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. There's something that you need to forgive. Group 2. Underneath the deck, you have balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. There is some situation within your life currently or in the past. I feel like for the majority of you, it will be your past since your sacral chakra is coming up. But it's time for you to release the judgment of it. It's time for you to release deciding whether or not it's good or bad, and to look at it for it is what it is. There's something that you can't change here, but you can decide how you can take back your power within the situation, whether that's you needing to give forgiveness to someone or speak it to yourself so that you can finally move on. I feel like over this time with the full moon in Leo, doing creative things is going to be very helpful for you. Doing things that help you to get in touch with your emotions, with your inner child even, is going to help you to resolve whatever the limiting belief is that's been holding you back. There's some event or some person in your life, I feel, that spoke some words over you and you believed them. You held on to that like it was the gospel truth. And those same negative words, they come in when you're trying to accomplish something. They come in and hold you back from accomplishing what it is that you want to accomplish. They could hold you back and make you not even try, makes you give up before you even try. They could come in when you're excited about something and you want to take steps towards it, and it might halt your progress. It's going to be different for all of you. So apply this energy to your life as it fits. But whatever this negativity was, it's time for you to find forgiveness within it and release it, because it has been halting your progress towards your goals, towards your manifestations. Next, you have lavender. Surround yourself with love. Card 19. This full moon is a really important time within your life, Group 2, because it's bringing you the perfect energy to finally find that forgiveness that you've been waiting for. And finding forgiveness isn't for the other person. Forgiveness is for you so that you can move on. Oftentimes, we get stuck in resentment. We get stuck in thinking someone hurt us, or knowing someone hurt us. We get stuck in the words that they said, the way they treated us. And we take it personally, because how can we not, right? It's hard to not take things personally. It's hard to not believe people when they say something so negative about us or do something so negative towards us. We take those as truth. But that's not your truth, group 2. And this full moon in Leo is bringing you the perfect energy to help you to understand that these were not truths and to speak your own truth. This is giving me the energy of, and this is just an example, so apply the energy to your life as it fits. But let's say someone as a child loved singing, and they wanted to maybe be a singer when they were older. And someone in your life, they could have thought it was a joke, they could have been serious, it doesn't matter. But they came in and they said something that made you feel like you were no longer a good singer. They could have told you that you were a bad singer. They could have said something like, "What's all that squawking?" They said something, and then it made you begin to doubt yourself and your capabilities of whether or not you are a good singer. And no matter how many people tell you that you're a great singer, all you can hear is that voice telling you that you weren't a good singer. That is the energy that's coming out. It's someone said something or did something at some point in your life, and it made you doubt yourself going forward, and it's still making you doubt yourself. Whatever that person did or said, it says more about them than it does about you. So ask yourself, who made this person the authority? Ask yourself, does their actions say anything about you? Because it doesn't. They could have told you it was you, but it wasn't. It was all them. And I feel like it's time to give the onus back to them. They made you carry some heavy burdens, some heavy bags, and they were never your bags to carry. So it's time for you to release them and give it back. Send it back to them with love. You have Painting the Roses Red, Covering Up Errors, card 27. This card came flying out in reverse. And to me, that's telling me that, first off, the error was not your error. It was someone else's. And you've been maybe making excuses for them or beating yourself up, blaming yourself for it. And it was not, once again, it was not your bag to carry. The situation placed some heavy burdens on you. And now it's time for you to surround yourself with loving energy. Whether that's getting together with people in your life who love and care about you and support you and lift you up. Whether that's pouring that love back into yourself. Some of you, I keep seeing inner child. So for many of you, whatever this thing was, it hurt that inner child within you. If you would like to have some one-on-one coaching sessions to really get to the root cause of the resentment and the self-doubt, whatever it is, feel free to reach out to me at the email address listed down in the description box. I feel like whatever the situation was, it covered up or made you start covering up your natural beauty, your natural instincts. It made you start to second guess and question yourself. It's time to admit that truth to yourself so that you can begin to heal it. There could be something that happened in your life that you have been telling yourself it didn't have that much of an effect on you, but it really has had a lasting effect on you. Over this full moon time, you could have some memories popping up from the past. You could have some situations happening in your life that remind you of something in the past. If that does happen, that is your intuition's way, that's your inner child's way, your shadow self's way of trying to bring this situation, this energy to your awareness so that you can heal it. If you find yourself getting angry about something, about some memory, or just feeling some low vibe energies, like resentment or self-doubt. Once again, that's your intuition's way of trying to come in and tell you that this thing needs to be healed. Whatever it is, it's been preventing your progress towards your manifestation. And your manifestation would come in a lot quicker if this was no longer in the way. What I can tell you though is that you're at the end of learning this lesson. You're about to have a breakthrough. You have this 19 here reducing to a 10. That tells me that you are in a transitional phase, moving from one version of yourself into the next version of yourself. And I feel like what you're about to leave behind is this resentment, is the judgment. You're about to leave behind imbalance and come into a space where your energy, where your spirit is more balanced, and you're able to connect in with your intuition better and know what you need to do in order to reach your goals. Don't forgive for the other person. And forgiving doesn't make what they did okay. But forgiveness can free your heart from the shackles that this negativity placed upon you. Oh, and look, it looks like a chain right here. It put a chain on your heart. Your first card out is the Magician. It's time to step into your power as the Magician. Use all the tools at your disposal to overcome whatever this low vibrational energy is, to overcome this blockage. The Magician has every tool at their disposal. They have the wand, the sword, the pentacle, the cup. Listen to your heart and your intuition. What is it trying to tell you? What memories or feelings is it bringing up to the surface? Follow your fire, that inner drive, the wand, and allow that to guide you to go towards the future that you seek. And then use that sword to cut out anything that needs to be removed. The resentment, the judgment, the fear, the self-doubt. And then begin your new journey with that pentacle, doing life differently than you were doing it before. Next, we have the Tower. Around this full moon time, some of you could feel like you're in a tower moment. You could have something that happens within your life that makes you take notice of these limiting beliefs. I just heard panic attacks, so some of you may be dealing with panic attacks. If you are, and especially if you have one around this full moon time, the week leading up to it, and 2 weeks afterwards, know that that's your body's way of trying to bring this limiting belief to your awareness. And once you heal this limiting beliefs, you may have less panic attacks. You may have less anxiety. Not saying that it will be cured, but you might notice a difference in the frequency. But also, the universe is calling for you to make a decision before it has to make one for you. If you decide to do the work yourself, to maybe go get some Reiki, to maybe work with a therapist or a life coach to help you get to the root cause of these issues, then it won't turn into a bigger problem. But if the universe has to do it, it could potentially turn into a bigger problem, like having anxiety or panic attacks or some sort of medical or mental, emotional type of emergency. And then your final tarot card is the Star. It's time for healing. This transition that you are going through, it's going to be emotional. It's going to make you feel raw and vulnerable, especially if you're telling someone what happened to you or working with someone, maybe even typing it out. It's going to make you feel so raw and vulnerable. But in that rawness, in that honesty, within that truth, that is where the healing can begin. The wound is where the light enters. So stop ignoring the wound. Allow it to come up. Don't push it down. Don't keep trying to bury it in your work or keep yourself busy and distracted so you don't have to deal with it. Allow yourself time to tap into it, to hold space for it. Acknowledge what it did to you, how it has affected your life, how it's made you feel, how it's made you maybe look at yourself and look at life in general. And then give yourself the love that you needed at the time that the situation happened. Once again, if you were a child when it happened, love that inner child. Speak to that inner child. Tell that inner child what you would have wanted to hear. Give yourself that balance. Give yourself that peace. And if you can't do it, once again, reach out to a therapist, a counselor, a certified life coach such as myself. There is healing that needs to take place. And once it takes place, once you stop covering up the shame, the guilt, the regret, that is when you can heal and find the balance that you need in order to go create the life that you dream of. You'll be all right, group 2. You're going to heal whatever it is. You're going to find forgiveness eventually. And when you do, it's going to feel like a huge weight has been lifted off of your shoulders. It's going to allow you to really begin to tap into your quirkiness again and tap into your authentic self. Whatever the situation was, it made you cover up a part of who you are. And that part of you is ready to be reborn. That part of you is essential in reaching your manifestation. Your final card out says, I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment, and set myself free. I love how this came out. It's time to forgive people for what they did, for what they said, for how they acted, for how they treated you. Release it, release your resentment, and set yourself free. No longer being chained to whatever this was. Once you do that, you will be on your way to achieving your manifestation. Group 2, I hope this heals your heart a bit. I hope it brings you some clarity. If it did, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to work with me one-on-one as a life coach, feel free to reach out to me at the email address listed down below. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Goodbye. Hello, Group 3. This will be your message all about the full moon in Leo happening on February 12th. And this is the seashell that you chose. So as I was meditating on your shell, instantly thorns came into mind. So I feel like there's a belief, there's maybe a situation that happened in your life that stung, that like you're still tender from it. It's almost like having a thorn in the bottom of your foot, and every time you step on that foot, you feel that pain. There is something that this full moon is trying to bring to your awareness that has been causing you pain over and over. And it's time for you to heal it and release it. I feel like some of you have retreated into your shell, and you're not meant to do that. You're meant to be seen. You're meant to be out loud and proud. So let's discover this limiting belief so that you can move on with your life and reach your manifestation. These are 2 cards. I'm not taking them, but I will show you what they say. It says, fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love and adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. I feel like some of you have tried in the past. You have tried to do something in the past. You've put yourself out there in some way, and it didn't go very well. And that fear has been holding you back from putting yourself out there again because you remember the sting of whatever it was. You remember that embarrassing situation, or you remember that time that you messed up on something. Just because you messed up does not mean that you're not meant to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. Just because you failed does not make you a failure. Failure is merely the lesson that makes you wiser the next time that you try it. I hope that makes sense. We have worry coming out. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. This came out in another group as well, so if you're drawn to another pile, I suggest you watch it. You're worried. The fear is making you worry. The fear that something may be too hard, or you may be in over your head, or the fear of failure is causing you too much worry. And this worry is taking up your mental energy, it's taking up your mental space, it's clouding your intuition. Your next card out says, do not drink poison. Do not do things you know are bad for you. And it came out in reverse. I feel like this fear, this worry, this self-doubt, it has led you into some maladaptive behaviors. You could be coping with drinking the wrong things, partaking in the wrong substances. You could be just doing things in general that don't help better your situation. Doing things that don't get you any closer to the manifestation that you seek. You could be distracting yourself with your phone. You could be distracting yourself with the TV, just getting lost in TV, eating the wrong things, not taking care of yourself, whatever it is. This doubt, this worry, this fear has paralyzed you. And you may be telling yourself, this is my self-care. I'm just taking a break from the busy life. I'm just, right? But this full moon in Leo is trying to bring it to your awareness that this isn't your self-care, that what you're doing is actually hurting you more than it is helping you, that what you are doing is not going to get you any closer to the dreams, to the goals that you have for yourself. It's time to cut out the bad behavior. It's time to cut out the negative self-talk and to go after what it is that you want. Just because something is hard does not mean it's not worth fighting for. Just because something is hard does not mean it's not for you. I feel like the universe is just calling you to put in the effort to show that you really want this. And it's waiting on you to make a move. Your next card out says lavender, surround yourself with love. This same card came out with this card. I want to point out that you have an 8 here, and then you have a 9 in this 19, and that 19 reduces to a 10 in numerology. So you have 8, 9, 10. You're making progress, group 3. It's time to release whatever has had control over you. It's time to break the chains and to reclaim your power. You have gotten stuck in this paralysis of numbing yourself so that you don't have to feel, so that you don't have to worry. You may be so worried that you can't even get your thoughts straight. Like you might even be telling yourself you're not worrying because your mind is just constantly spinning. This full moon is in Leo. It's trying to bring this to your awareness. If you have found that you have fallen off of certain routines that you used to have, exercising, eating right, drinking enough water, visiting with friends and family, doing things that you enjoy. Some of you might be dealing with a bit of depression. It may be time for you to seek some help. Either way, if you notice that you have fallen out of your routines, that is a sign to you that something needs to change, that something needs to give. And if you've fallen off of your routines, more than likely you've done something else to fill that space. So look at your life. What are you currently doing, and is it beneficial to you? Is it beneficial to you, mind, body, soul? Because if it's not, it's time to acknowledge it and start something different. You're allowing the fear of adversity to halt your progress. You're allowing that fear to tell you that you will never succeed anyway because it's too hard. So why even try? Don't allow that negative self-talk to come in and derail your life. Your first card out is the Nine of Pentacles. You have something so wonderful waiting for you on the other side. But you have to be willing to put in the work. Oh, and you have another 9 showing up. You might want to look up angel number 99 and master number 99. Once again, you're so close to figuring this out. You're so close to putting a name to this limiting belief. Once you put a name to it, it doesn't have as much control over you. It's like Voldemort. Once you speak its name, the fear goes out the window. Then you also have the Ten of Cups and the Hierophant. I feel like what's made you stuck, Group 3, is that you're looking at this challenge and trying to overcome it the way that you have seen other people overcome it, the way that you think you're supposed to overcome it. But the message that's coming through is that there's a different way of looking at this scenario. There's a different way of moving this mountain. You are not like everyone else. What has worked for others is not what's going to work for you. So do something different to help you get out of this rut. Do something different to help you deal with any maladaptive behaviors, deal with any addictions that you might have. Once again, these addictions could be to substances. It could be maladaptive behaviors like too much TV or scrolling on your phone too much, not taking care of your body, negative self-talk. It's going to be different for all of you. But it's time to free yourself from these things. And you might not even realize on some level that what you're doing is harmful to you because it's what everyone else around you has done. This is like growing up in a family that did not eat healthy food. And as an adult, you might have an idea of what eating healthy is, but you just continue to eat the same as you did growing up because it's what everyone has done. But everyone around you may be obese or dealing with diabetes or other health issues, and you might be realizing you don't want to go down the same path. That's just an example. It doesn't have to be your life, but apply that energy to your life as it fits. What you maybe learned early on in life is not what you're meant to continue to do going forward within your life. I hope that makes sense. Whenever you put a name to whatever your limiting belief is, that is when you're going to find your success. That is when you're going to be able to see the future that you want for yourself. You may have a vision of what you would want for yourself and you have no idea how to get it because, once again, you're dealing with this addiction. You're dealing with this worrying or the anxiety. Put a name to the face. Take away its power. Claim that power for yourself, because once you take in that power, that is where you will find your success. That is when you will be able to find your happily ever after, and you deserve it. It's time to break traditions and do things a new way so that you can achieve a new result. Once again, we have 8, 9, 10. You are making steady progress forward, Group 3, even if you don't think you are. I'm here to tell you to keep going, to keep trying, because you are making progress and you're coming in to the end of this phase, whatever these limiting beliefs are. You're about to heal them and you're about to release those blockages so that you can go on to create your best life. But your final card out says, let me be still today and listen to the truth in silence. There's that word again, truth. There's something that your intuition has been trying to tell you, that your spiritual team, the universe, God, whatever it is that you believe in, it's been trying to tell you some sort of truth. Trying to help you to admit that truth to yourself. Maybe that truth is that it's time to change. That truth is that you might need help to deal with some sort of addiction or low vibe mental state. Once you allow yourself to be still, get rid of the distractions, maybe meditate, go for a walk, do something that is productive and that takes your mind off of worrying and fear and self-doubt, that is when the answers, that is when the truth that you need to know will be able to come in. And once again, once you put a name to the face, you take away its power and reclaim it for yourself. That is when you can go on to achieve your manifestation. I love this for you, Group 3. You're dealing with some heavy energy, but once you face it, it loses all power. And I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you to claim your power. Group 3, this has been your full moon in Leo message and everything you need to know about the limiting beliefs that it is trying to bring to your awareness. Once again, if you would like a private reading or some one-on-one coaching sessions to help you work through any of this shadow work that is calling to you, please feel free to reach out to me at the email address listed down below. And if you've made it this far, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Goodbye.